Minutes into the game yesterday, and one of the goals of the season from Connor Ronan.
Yeah, he's a player that's impressed me. Jack got him from Wolves. He's been out on loan at a number of clubs, but every game I've watched St Mirren, he stood out. Real good footballer, the boy. Can pass the ball, can control the ball, can get about the pitch. And what a strike. What a strike it was. And a great start for St Mirren. And I thought after that, for 20 minutes or so after that, St Mirren were in control of the game. It took Rangers a bit of time. I don't know whether it was that obviously the game on Thursday took a lot out of them. Maybe that's the case. But as the game went on, Rangers came into it and obviously got that penalty that kicked them on. And obviously Morelos getting his 100th goal, getting at half time 2-1 up. And I thought then Rangers seen the game out to go back to Ibrox with the 3 points.
Here's what the manager felt afterwards.
I think we're pleased with the result and the outcome of the game, but it took us 20-25 minutes to get going. I thought we were second best for the opening period for sure. St Mirren started the game really aggressive on the front foot and with a better team for 20-25 minutes. Conceded a poor goal from our point of view, a square pass. To be fair to the kid, it's an excellent finish. I thought he played well throughout the game, but from that moment our reaction and our character was top drawer. We've managed to flip the game before half time and we've managed the second half really well.
Mark, it was some afternoon for Steven Gerrard, wasn't it? 2-1 win, increased the lead at the top of the table, and then watched the derby, Man U Liverpool.
Yeah, it was a great afternoon for him, and most importantly was for Rangers to win the game, because we can see now, Paul, particularly when they're coming off the back of Thursday nights in Europe, it does take it out of you. Maybe do take a wee while going, but that's why you've got a big squad, and they'll be learning about maybe changing one or two more positions. But the way I look at it is that's what, 10th game of the season, Wednesday night will round off the sort of first quarter where everybody's played, everyone wins. I don't think Rangers have played particularly well. I've not seen them being consistent in terms of hitting a level that they hit last season. But the good thing, the positive thing out of that is they are top of the league. They've only lost one game. Yeah, they should have won a couple more, probably Motherwell at home, Hearts at home. But big test, they're beating Celtic at Ibrox. They've won a couple of games where they've had to dig deep and hold on to games, so that is a positive. But I still think come January it looks as though and Steven Gerrard will know better than us because he's working obviously day to day, but from the outside looking in, I think they need a couple of players in January first team to freshen things up, because it maybe looks as if it's just a wee bit tired and players need a wee spark. As we said, if you've got new ones walking into the dressing room, it gives everybody a lift, doesn't it?
Certainly gives everyone a lift, and everybody forgets it's not just physically, it's mentally. These European games that they're tough, and it's a quick turnaround, Paul. Thursday night to Sunday
morning,
Sunday morning basically. So it is tough for the players. That's why Rangers and Celtic both need to carry big squads, because guys could pick up niggles or whatever. But as I says, it's not just the energy levels, it's mentally. These European games take a lot out of you.
But Mark, they would probably have to sell somebody in January if they're going to bring new players in. Rangers, like any team, the model in Scotland, and they said it during the year, Stuart Robertson said it, and there's no shame in it. The model is you have to sell your assets, the players, and somebody would have to go, I would imagine, if they're going to bring in a star signing in January, one or two.
Yeah, it depends what you can do, and this is where Ross Wilson and the scouting team and all your contacts, Steven Gerrard as well and his staff, you need to be creative. So they'll say, well, look, what's Steven Gerrard highlighted a couple of weeks ago, I've not spent a penny in the last two windows. Certainly transfer fees, there's still been big wages being spent in players, but in terms of transfer fees, so what's your options? And he'll know what his budget is right now. He'll be aware of what he's got to play with. Now, Paul, it might be 500,000, it might be 1 million, it might be 5 million. You say, listen, if you bring in 10, if you sell a player or two players and you get 10 or 12, you're on 50% of that. 50% needs to go to the club, obviously, to service the big wage bill and everything else, and you can get the rest. So it's about being creative. They might have a wee gem where you can go and, if you want to call it for want of a better phrase, pull in a favour and go and speak to somebody and say, listen, I'll take him in loan, I can go and work with him, I can do something
and that's
with this
where
guy.
His contacts are amazing.
Yeah, so it depends. It's not, as we've said before, it's great to have money. It's great to have money to spend, but it's not always about that. You've got to be creative, use your contacts, and that's why people are in jobs like Ross Wilson and others. Go and be creative, go and find one or two, and if you've got 3 million quid to spend, all the better. See, if you're not, don't moan about it. Go and do your job and get bodies in.
What's also important is getting out of this group stage, Europa League. Getting after Christmas creates a bit more finance as well, which will obviously go into the manager's kitty. But it is clear that they may need to sell one of the the star assets. Who that's going to be, who knows? But the most important thing, I think, for both Rangers and Celtic is getting out the group stages, because it does bring in, obviously, more money, and that more money gets brought in. I'm sure the board will hand it over to the manager to go and spend, because I think the January transfer window is going to be massive for both of them.
Tell Alexa to launch Go Radio or listen on the Go Radio app.